Hello, everyone, and welcome to the town of Wappinger. My name is AJ Pan. I have the distinguished honor of both being your assemblyman, but today I get to be the MC of today's State of the Town address. Also, I want to welcome you to the chapel at the historic Carnwath Falls. This amazing property has been restored by the town, and you too can use this room for any of your festivities in the future. As you can tell, they did a phenomenal job. With us here today are a number of dignitaries and community officials that have joined us for the State of the Town address, and I want to recognize them if that's all right. Starting with representing our congressman and our friend Pat Ryan, we have Destiny Hallenbeck. From Dutchess County Legislature, we have Minority Leader Mike Polashek. We have Town of Wappinger's legislators Rob Faust and Alex Winsby. And then right here from your local judiciary, you have members of the town board. Leading the charge is Supervisor Joseph D. Cavaccini, and our town council members, Bill Beal and Al Casella. So with that, I'd like to welcome retired police officer and County Legislator Rob Faust to the podium to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
With us here today is the Reverend Dr. Edward L. Hunt from Bethel Missionary Baptist Church, who will present our invocation today. Dr. Hunt.
Let us pray. Dear Lord and our God, each of us comes from a varied faith community, but we all come believing in you. We ask you, dear God, to please watch over us, keep us all safe. We have come today to witness and to hear about the state of our community. And dear Lord, you have blessed us to have excellent leadership. But what the leadership needs is fellowship. They need the people to follow. And we ask you, dear God, to encourage us to do all that we can for our community. We ask you to bless us according to our needs. Each household, each extended community, the state that we live in, the men and women on the battlefield protecting this nation and those serving in various capacities throughout the world. Lord, we are here tonight to say thank you and to support the leadership of our community. We pray this prayer in your name, dear God, according to our faith communities, each one of us in our own way. In my tradition, we say, Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Hunt. Next, I'd like to introduce someone to the podium who really needs no introduction here in the town of Wappinger. He has served this community with distinction and honor for nearly 2 decades. And I can tell you he's going to be greatly missed as he moves into retirement. But he's not retired just yet. So welcoming up to the stage is Councilman William Beal.
I wish I was retiring. More of a transition, but certainly 20 years here in the town. I've had the pleasure of working alongside 6 administrations, most recently, obviously, Supervisor Cavaccini, who has accomplished more, I would argue, in a short amount of time than any administration. And we talked about when he first took office, focusing on things that we can touch and feel, right? And I don't think I need to repeat the fact that we can touch and feel so many tangible outcomes here in the town over the past couple years. So it's certainly an honor to stand here in one of those tangible outcomes, right? This beautiful venue really took shape over the past year. I had the opportunity to use this venue for a last-minute event, which we brought a nationally renowned leadership speaker here to Dutchess County, and we're booked at Wappingers Junior High School for fire officers and future fire officers. And there was a power outage at the junior high, and we had to pivot to a location. We ended up here, and it worked out perfectly. And it also gave us an opportunity to showcase this building to a demographic that normally wouldn't be inside here. So thank you for that. Thank you for those that have done the work to really create I would argue, a microcosm to this entire 99 acres, right? This is just a little piece of what we can see in the coming years with the rest of this location. Something I've talked about quite a bit recently is now that I have a 5- and 7-year-old, I'm seeing a different perspective of the town, right? Talk a lot about at the town board meetings about the Little League fields and the soccer fields, because I'm there now every single weekend, and really gives a deep appreciation to the facilities that we have. But most recently had the opportunity to take my oldest on a hike around this property. And it was a picture perfect evening with the sun just starting to set, the perfect view from the top of the Newburgh Beacon Bridge, and then looking to the north of the Mid-Hudson Bridge. And I think this is probably the only place on this side of the river that you can stand and see both bridges just by looking left and right. And really another unique moment of appreciation for our properties here in the town. And of course, we continue to build upon the properties that we have with the most recent acquisition. So it's an honor to be here. My thanks to the supervisor and my colleagues on the town board. Let's continue the progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Beal. I also want to mention that County Legislator Kevin Giles joined us as well, so please. It's a tremendous honor to represent the town of Wappinger, and a lot of that is because of each of you. The population of Wappinger are truly some of the best people in my district. I love partnering with all of you, and there's something that's so simple about the fact that you all care about your community, which is why you're all here today. And that actually reflects on your town board and your town supervisor as well, whether it's working together for securing grant funding for this very facility, to working to improve 9D, Route 9 traffic improvements, to even advocating for other infrastructure and funding across this town. There's so much work that has been done. There's so much that we're looking forward to the future, including preserving green space here. I know that is a passion project, not only for the town board, supervisor, but for the residents as well. We have a beautiful place that we call home, and we want to keep it that way. So I look forward to what the town supervisor has to present. I know it's going to be an exciting year ahead for this great town. And without further ado, our friend and our leader here in the town of Wappinger, Joseph D. Cavaccini.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. And the worst thing that you can do is nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say that the state of our great town is strong. And it is because we have not sat on our hands, but rather we have made remarkable improvements across our community that we feel will be benefited for generations. President Theodore Roosevelt spoke these opening words over a century ago. and they stand true in our administration. Before we dive into the progress of the last year and the exciting announcements we have in store for you tonight, I must acknowledge my tremendous team in the town of Wappinger workforce. All that we have accomplished is due in part to them. We do not work in silos in our government, and I am nothing without my team. If I can get a round of applause for our workforce. Over the last 3 years, we have focused on protecting and enhancing the rural suburban character of our town, strengthening our finances, investing in infrastructure, improving parks and public spaces, delivering services more efficiently than ever before. We are building a Wappinger that future generations can be proud of. That's always been the goal. Today, on the anniversary or the birthday of our great town of Wappinger, I am honored to present to you this annual progress report on the state of our town and share together how we are transforming not only this local government, but our home and how we interact with our people. This administration continues to prioritize fiscal responsibility while delivering results for our taxpayers. Our 2026 final budget is a prime example of that commitment. It is a sound, balanced plan that reduces the tax rate for our residents. The 2026 budget process has been a continuation of our disciplined approach, examining expenses and revenues, planning strategically and realistically for our future through capital projects, through providing meaningful tax relief, and much more. Our adopted 2025 budget proved to be accurate and dependable, offering a tax decrease, and this year's budget builds upon that. I am proud to say that the town of Wappinger is in excellent financial condition, strengthened further by our internal policies and procedures implemented throughout my first term in office. These measures have enabled us to develop a clear, accurate understanding of both revenue and expenditure. This administration and this town board has undertaken the largest public works initiative in this town's history, with brand new improvements to parks, new facilities for our residents to use, improved water and sewer infrastructure, a safer highway department, and an emphasis on public safety and improving your quality of life. We continue to be innovative when it comes to reducing the burden on taxpayers. We are generating alternate forms of revenue, utilizing in-house resources, and diversifying our funds by investing them in high interest earning depositories. These are all measures that we continue to implement. These measures have enabled us to significantly reduce the potential impact on taxpayers by only placing $9 million of our total $21 million budget onto property taxpayers. That is a huge savings and pivot from the property taxpayers. Through this careful planning, and nothing happens here by accident, the town board and I crafted a budget that reduces taxes and stays under the New York State tax levy cap at 1.82%. This was followed through, and taxpayers have seen this year that the newly town outside village homestead rate of $1.48 per thousand was reduced from $1.59 per thousand of assessed value. For example, a home that is assessed at $500,000 in the town of Wappinger only pays $895 to the town of Wappinger. And we'll talk about where the rest of that goes. But just to give you that perspective, only $895 is the typical town tax. Meanwhile, our neighbors in the village of Wappingers Falls, with the same average assessed home, only pay $100 to the town of Wappinger government in taxes. This budget not only meets all of our contractual obligations and anticipated increases, such as insurance, utilities, materials, and cost of living, but we're also expanding our town's vital services. This is including, but not limited to, a 28% increase toward the expansion of our senior center program, something that is so vital in our community. Additional capital improvements to town-owned facilities, the creation and the implementation of the first town 5-year capital asset plan factored into our budget for the Buildings and Grounds Department, and continued commitment to our law enforcement and targeted patrols throughout the town, as well as paving 20 roads and much more. At the end of last year, we finalized a deal with our town's largest union, Teamsters, and implemented market rate adjustments for our lowest paid union employees. Some of these employees that I have had the opportunity of working with for 15 years now, some of which they have worked for our government for over 30 years and were not making $50,000. We corrected that, ensuring that we remain competitive in the municipal field while recognizing the hardworking men and women who keep this town operating every day. Along the employee front, we also, for the first time in 16 years, completed a brand new town employee handbook entirely within house. That's huge. And I thank my colleagues on the town board for adopting this updated manual that modernizes policies, improves clarity, creates consistency across contracts, and actually what we're doing today, across departments without incurring outside consulting costs. That's a big one. Through these efforts, we have preserved Wappinger's status as the most affordable town in this county. It's important to remember, going back to that previous point, that when you pay your property taxes, 8% or 8 cents of every dollar is what goes to this town government. We work hard to ensure that your tax dollars are stretched, we mean stretch, as far as possible, and that they legitimately work for you. We truly believe that fiscal responsibility equals affordability in the town of Wappinger. One of the defining priorities of this administration has been protecting the suburban and semi-rural character of the town of Wappinger. For perspective, the town of Wappinger spans just 28 square miles, making us the smallest geographically sized town in Dutchess County. And yet, many of you have heard these numbers, we are the second most densely populated town in this county. We currently have a housing ratio of 60% single family and 40% multifamily for a total of 4,006 multifamily units. Through strategic legislative actions, the town board has adopted strong zoning code changes and updates to our comprehensive plan to limit overdevelopment and congestion of this town. We identified zoning codes that were seen as loopholes to our intended zoning that would allow for a potential 200% increase in density across single-family zoned areas in this town. And I am proud to say that through these legislative actions, we have prevented 6,000 high-density multifamily units from coming into single-family zoned areas in this town. Very proud of that. That is a reality that no one will have to worry about in this town. We are proud of that. And on Earth Day, we took it a step further. I am proud to say that that holiday was a especially historic one, as I, alongside Councilman Casella and my colleagues in government, officially signed the contract securing 326 acres of land centrally located in this town, formerly known as Cranberry, to prevent 150 homes and to create our new Central Park at Wappinger for our residents to enjoy. For 50 years, folks, the matter of the proposed threat of development at Cranberry Hills has plagued this community. Not just one or two neighborhoods, but the entire community would have been impacted by the development of this site. From the time of its first proposal in 1976 for 473 units to its most recent at 1,200 units. When I took office, Wappinger was at a crossroads. We were facing an unprecedented wave of development proposals. Thousands of housing units were moving their way through the pipeline with very little regard for those who live here and the long-term impact of our community. Among them was the proposal for 1,200 right at Cranberry Hills. This investment that the town board made represents the greatest opportunity to positively impact the greatest number of our neighbors, while also addressing one of the greatest risks to our town if left to development. By securing this property, we are strategically planning this town like never before. We plan on opening new pedestrian corridors. This property will be the great connector of neighborhoods to schools, businesses, and recreational amenities. This offers us the best chance to have a Central Park of our own right here in the town of Wappinger. I would like to note that the selection of this site was not arbitrary in nature by any means. Its central location, sizable acreage, make it the most logical location for preservation in this town. It is often thought that more development means more revenue for the town and keeps housing affordable, but that couldn't be further from the truth. When it comes to keeping our community affordable, it is equally important to approach economic development with innovation and strategy. If you look at some of the most densely populated areas in this country, let's take Westchester County and Nassau County, for example, they share one common challenge. Extremely high taxes are needed to support the extensive programs and services required by such large populations. We ran this in-depth evaluation when considering the investment at Cranberry Hills. Again, zoning on that property, 2-acre zoning at 150 homes. Let's say they're assessed at $1 million each, for a total assessed value of $150 million. At the current town outside village tax rate of $1.48 per thousand, the annual revenue to the town on that development would only be $222,000. That's it. And we ran it a step further, analyzing the town's potential costs on a development such as this. That would be $425,000 annually to the town of Wappinger that we would have to spend, that we would have to spend, leaving taxpayers responsible for an over $200,000 deficit that would have been placed on the backs of each and every one of us to subsidize developers. By preserving the land, the town avoided 1,500 daily car trips on Myers Corners Road. We prevented 60 to 90 EMS calls annually. We prevented 45 to 75 fire calls annually. 75 to 100 students in our school district, and 45,000 gallons of water a day That's what we prevented. We acted because of you, our residents. You made it clear. You live here for a certain quality of life, and you look to this government to foster responsible, balanced, and sustainable planning of our community. And based on this evaluation, we listened closely to you. I am proud to stand with my fellow New York State chief elected officials in opposing the governor's proposed seeker changes and state overreach efforts that would drastically weaken local control over development decisions. I joined Riverkeeper in signing a letter alongside dozens of other chief elected officials across the state. From Southampton to Wappinger, we made the connection. Everyone is against this proposal. At its core, the governor's proposal would strip municipalities of one of the few legitimate legal tools we have available to us to pause and to properly evaluate the impact a development project would have on our town. If the property had been developed in any way previously. So I sought clarification on this proposal and received confirmation that in the case of Cranberry Hills, there was once a house that stood on that site in the 1800s. The state of New York would consider that site a previously developed one, resulting in no environmental impact study for 326 acres. To me, that's a red flag, and that's why I oppose that. If you've looked around our town over the past 3 years, you can see that infrastructure continues to be one of our highest priorities. And a perfect example of that is the over 20 roads that we are currently paving across town right now. Since taking office, we have paved 40 roads, totaling just under 20 miles of roadways being reconstructed. I'd like to give a special round of applause to Mike Sheehan, our Superintendent of Highways, and our Highway Department for their work in getting it done. For far too long, state unfunded mandates have placed enormous financial pressure on our residents and our local infrastructure, especially when it comes to our wastewater treatment and water treatment improvements. That is why this administration and this town board has taken a fundamentally different approach. Instead of simply passing costs on to taxpayers, we are aggressively pursuing state and federal grant opportunities to turn unfunded mandates into funded projects through highly competitive applications and our strategic planning. We're proud to announce that Congressman Pat Ryan has successfully nominated the town of Wappinger for over $2 million in federal funding to improve our town's water quality and quantity through an infrastructure improvement project at our Hilltop Water Treatment Facility. Thank you to the Congressman for that nomination. At facilities such as Fleetwood, Midpoint Park, and Wildwood, we have already saved taxpayers tens of millions of dollars by rejecting oversized and unnecessary proposals in favor of smaller, common sense technologies and practical engineering solutions that address the issues at hand. We believe in responsible government, not expensive studies and projects that fail to solve the problem. For more than 40 years, the town of Wappinger has been a non-voting tenant of the Tri-Municipal Sewer Commission. We're the largest tenant, but have no voice. And we've had no voice in addressing the long-standing hydraulic bottlenecks and operational failures at that plant. Time and time again, the town has been told to spend millions of dollars without fixing the underlying true issues at that plant. Most recently, the town has been confronted with a proposed $54 million project from the Tri-Municipal Sewer Commission. Despite our repeated attempts to gain a seat on this commission and to offer alternatives to the map. That is why I have instructed our engineering team to begin the process of developing a town-wide sewer treatment plan and formally exploring the town's withdrawal from Tri-Municipal. This initiative will provide our residents with the most cost-effective and accountable long-term solution. We have tried to negotiate, we've tried to work with them, but unfortunately, we seem to be going down this pipeline that we do not want to pass on to you. Through this, we see that the town will have control for the first time over its wastewater infrastructure and our planning and our future growth. I thank our incredible town engineers. Lawrence Paggi is here today, as well as his son Christian, and the incredible team that they have assembled alongside Mike Tremper at Camo Pollution Control for their common sense efforts and partnership in getting these projects off the ground. Round of applause for Mr. Paggi. At the same time, we are not only actively improving and planning for the future of our town-owned infrastructure, we are also aggressively advocating for state and county governments to do more to address regional transportation and infrastructure challenges impacting our residents every day. The town continues pushing for critical improvements to major infrastructure and transportation corridors, including roundabouts, sidewalks, improved traffic signal timing, congestion reduction efforts along Route 9, 9D, and Myers Corners Road specifically. Specifically, working alongside legislators Faust, Giles, and Winsby, we are working together to have the county move forward with long overdue projects and long overdue plans, such as the County Route 93 Improvement Plan, to especially alleviate the traffic surrounding pickup and drop-off times at the many schools that are located along that corridor. We are proud to say that this advocacy works, and we have meaningful results to show by it. Along New York State Route 376, and I have to thank our Assemblyman Anil Bipan and our State Senator Rob Rollison, Route 376 will be paved this year by New York State DOT, following a long period of time where that road has looked like and felt like Swiss cheese. It is going to be a nice, beautiful new road, and I thank our state partners for that. So again, we are continuing to advocate for you, whether it's our infrastructure or not. As I have previously reported, we are proud to have gained a certificate of occupancy on the Highway Department facility for the first time in 50 years, following a series of violations and condemned notices. We addressed those previously, and we're proud to announce the next chapter in the Highway Department facility. We are proud to announce the progress of the new Highway Department Wash Bay facility, which is currently under construction at that department. This will not only add to the lifespan of our growing fleet, but it will also save us money by not having to contract to outside vendors. A huge shout out goes to our town auto center mechanics, John DiMartino and Bill Tobler, as well as Lenny Santucci in the Buildings and Grounds Department for their impressive work keeping our fleet moving each and every day. And we have by far the best fleet in Dutchess County, and this building is just going to add to that. Additionally, the town has implemented a water meter gateway project, modernizing our water billing infrastructure and improving efficiency, beginning with our second quarter billing this year. The new cellular reading technology provides residents with real-time water usage in the United Wappinger Water District. saving you money and catching leaks efficiently before you see it on your bill. I thank our receiver of taxes, Leanne Freno, for her efforts in implementing this new platform for our residents to use, and we are so excited to connect our town through this new software. This administration truly remains committed to making government efficient and innovative. Our Wappinger Town Recycle Center and Transfer Station has been operating in the red for decades. An unresolved problem continued to linger as the town maintained status quo, costing it over $300,000 a year. I'm proud to say that the town board and I took action, and our new Recycle Center innovation project that we launched at the first of this year has been very successful and already produced a significant cost savings to taxpayers. By eliminating the former middleman vendor that would pick up the garbage from the center and drive it to the county plant or recycle it on their own, we eliminated that and purchased our own roll-off truck, has enabled our employees to crack down on abusers, identified new recycling partners, such as a new clothing vendor, e-waste, metals, and others. The town now receives revenue from those recycle contractors. And we've accepted more for our residents to take at no additional cost to taxpayers. And we've kept that very affordable recycle permit fee flat for as long as we've been in office. This is something that we are proud of. We are proud also to announce the launch of a brand new online building permit software through our Code Enforcement Office to efficiently turn around permits for our residents and our contractors. This new platform will be going live later this year, and we are excited for these new efficiencies in that department. We are also proud to announce the implementation of a new short-term rental management software in that department. The town board took action last year to legalize short-term rentals in our community and develop safety requirements following the horrific tragedy that occurred in the town of Clinton last year in a short-term rental. This software will offer ease of service to those hosts as well as to our code enforcement team, keeping visitors to our community safe during their time here. In continuing to enhance our quality of life, we are continuing to make great progress in removing blighted and unsafe structures throughout town, improving neighborhoods, and protecting your property values. In the last year, condemned properties were continued to be torn down, and now this summer, we're proud to say that the former Sonic in Wappinger Plaza will be torn down and replaced with a new 7 Brew Coffee, eliminating a substantial eyesore from our community. Continuing along the economic development front, we have worked with Durant's to purchase the long-abandoned stage door furniture building at the corner of Old Route 9 and Route 9, and to fill that space and revitalize our empty spaces along the Route 9 corridor. In the village of Wappingers Falls, we have worked with landlords to fill storefronts with attractive retail and innovative culinary destinations. And in Houstonville, we are excited that later this year, the Ober Creek Brewing Company is moving from its location on Marlarville Road to Ober Creek Farms Historical Barns on New Hamburg Road. That transformation is going to be absolutely tremendous, and again, alleviate potential burden that was going on in that neighborhood and strategically locating that tourism center. We're also proud to announce that on the other side of 9D here, on the other side of the hill, 3 Sprouts Farm purchased 50-plus acres along Route 9D at the Chelsea Hamlet Gateway, a property that was formerly allowed to build 50 homes will now have a beautiful new farm on it, and we're proud to partner with those new farmers in our town. These will all build a central destination for agritourism along our Hudson River corridor. We're also proud to say that with the town board's investment in a new deputy fire inspector and a new building inspector, we trust that this will add additional service for our residents and businesses. We will continue investing in the people and facilities that keep us running. Also, the town board's investment in a new sign shop at the highway department has significantly improved operational efficiencies, while expanding the town's ability to produce signage in-house. As a part of this effort, Councilman William H. Beal has championed the town's implementation of a new standardized private road signage to improve consistency, emergency response navigation, and public safety throughout the community, and that project is well underway. In addition, the town successfully completed a new buildings and grounds workspace by repurposing a previously underutilized space, actually right beneath you in this building. This project transformed an unused area into a room that is safer, more organized, and more efficient for that department, offering them a safer environment for their staff and allowing our town employees to better maintain our municipal facilities. Through the responsible use of American Rescue Plan funds, combined with the long-term capital planning initiatives incorporated into our town's budget, the Buildings and Grounds Department also received new vehicles and updated equipment for the first time in years. These investments allowed the town to replace aging and flat-out unreliable assets with modern, dependable equipment that improves operational reliability, giving them the tools to get the job done. In our Parks and Recreation Department, our Parks and Recreation Department and Buildings and Grounds Department have never been more busy developing programming and reimagining spaces to make our town more vibrant. We continue to make historic investments in parks, recreation, and open space as we concluded the largest public works initiative in this town's history. Last year, when we met in this beautiful space, we had just opened the chapel at Carnwath Farms Historic Site and Park. It has become a destination venue in our community. Since then, we have hosted over 50 facility rentals here and added new amenities, such as a new caterer's prep kitchen, new foyer, and right now we are currently undertaking a new lobby and restroom space in this building. As a complementing feature to this space, we are proud to have partnered with Cedar Hill Ranch and Kohlmeyer Property Management to reconfigure a previously underutilized space to the east of this building to create a new courtyard for residents and event attendees to enjoy at no cost to taxpayers. The new courtyard is currently under construction at this time and will be completed by this summer. We would also like to acknowledge the Friends of Carnwath for their efforts in obtaining a grant from Home Depot to reimagine the entry gardens to this park. Actually, you all were the first beneficiaries of that new landscaping, as I believe they just finished it just hours before this event, and we thank the Friends of Carnwath and Home Depot for their support of our Parks and Recreation Department. We are also proud to announce that the town will be finalizing agreements in the coming weeks to partner with an exclusive caterer and events manager at this building, helping establish this property as a premier destination for high-end events and community functions, generating additional revenue for this site as well as enhancing the overall guest experience. And in one of the more unique innovations to complement the activities here at Carnwath, we are proud to announce that the town will partner yet again with the Kolb family and Carnwath Community Farming to begin utilizing goats. You heard that right. Goats for vegetation management here at Carnwath. This environmentally friendly initiative will not only save taxpayer money, but reduce manpower needs on the site and improve efficiency in maintaining difficult terrain across this park. We're looking forward to seeing that implemented as they're coming at the end of the month. Continued progress at Brexel Schlotthaus Park has further expanded recreational and community gathering opportunities throughout the property. Improvements have included our brand new community center for all ages, which opened this January, thanks to grant funding provided by Dutchess County government. We have also implemented the Jacobus Swartout Walk of Heroes that was announced last year at this event, as well as the finalized addition of our brand new live performance stage, dance floor, and amphitheater style seating, something that Councilman Beal and Councilman Casella championed, and we're proud to have gotten that done. All funded through American Rescue Plan or federal grant funding. This new facility is designed to support concerts, ceremonies, live performances, community events for all ages across the town, and has already been a huge hit for our community. We're proud to say that Fleetwood Park has also undergone a major transformation with a brand new playground. And as part of this effort, the playground has now been relocated from its previous location in the Fleetwood sewer plant to a new, safer, and more welcoming property that the town owned already within the Fleetwood neighborhood. We are proud to give them that long overdue park. At Castle Point Park, we completed a new playground and expanded pavilion area while also launching a highly successful summer camp program at that facility. Combined with our growing recreational offerings, including now up to 2 summer camps townwide in one of the most scenic and family-friendly destinations that I consider in the town, offering stunning views of the Hudson Highlands and the Hudson River while you're on a swing set. You can't get it anywhere else but maybe this property. After years of neglect, the Spook Hill Park project has seen much needed enhancements, including the installation of new outdoor fitness equipment and improvements to the walking track to encourage healthy outdoor activity for residents of all ages. In addition, the town created new pedestrian access points, 2 of them, from Nancy Aline and Reggie Drive, connecting those neighborhoods safely into the park, getting people off of Spook Hill Road. We don't need people walking on a road with no shoulders, folks. That has been coupled, of course, with the pavilion and mural enhancements there, and we're continuing to make enhancements as well as a new basketball court that will be coming down the pipeline at that park as well. At Ye Olde Apple Orchard Pond Park, that is a real name, established by the developer that donated it, the town undertook major cleanup after years of neglect, and legislator Faust and I walked his neighborhood. We heard people did not want swamp-like conditions in their neighborhood anymore. So through that major revitalization and cleanup, we are proud to say that the park has been open to the public. These improvements have also launched the creation of a new youth fishing program at the pond for our town youth to enjoy. This has provided them with educational, recreational opportunities, whereas they did not have that in this town before. Our Wappinger Town Senior Center has also undergone some significant modernization with the installation of a brand new kitchen, updated lighting, new flooring, renovated restrooms, expanded office space, and numerous additional improvements. These upgrades have helped accommodate the incredible growth of this program. And I have to acknowledge some of our senior center members that are with us here today, folks. Thank you for supporting our program. But I'd like to note that when I first took office, this program had 130 senior members. And as of today, we are at 320 senior members. My most sincere thanks go out to our Recreation Director, Jessica Fulton, as well as our Recreation Assistants, Kellyanne, Darielle, and newly joined Michaela. We thank you for our incredible accomplishments together. And some of you might have seen videos of a bridge flying through the sky. That was at our Reese Park Town Nature Preserve. Residents are now enjoying a brand new pedestrian bridge named in memory of Franny Reese, spanning the Hunter Creek in the center of that park. This is thanks due to funding from the Hudson River Valley Greenway, as well as the generosity and hard work, this is all volunteer donated, of our resident contractor, Bill Schreiber. Bill single-handedly orchestrated the installation of this bridge and got it in there. And we don't know how he did it, but thank God for Bill, but he got it done. This important project has improved safety, accessibility, and connectability of our community, connecting one part of the village from another. Our new Louis Deal Memorial Trailhead on South Avenue has now been dedicated, and it now accesses the lower Wappinger Creek in our town. Tonight, we are also proud to report that improvements being made to the Tyler Adams soccer pitch at Marks Field Recreation Facility are well underway. Last year, in recognizing our homegrown Tyler Adams, he was the United States men's soccer captain, and he will be going to the World Cup in just a few weeks. We announced that Scott's Miracle Grow is now funding and completely donating a brand new grass field for our community to use with irrigation, supporting our Wappinger United Soccer Club and all those who want to get involved in this sport. The town also continues to make substantial progress at our Chelsea boat ramp and docks, where long overdue repairs and improvements were finally being implemented after 40 years of deterioration. Significant upgrades this year include the completion of a new bulkhead, which will be installed later this week. This was following severe ice damage that we sustained in the late winter season. So, new docks are on the way and a new bulkhead are underway, and we will continue to enhance this access to the Hudson River from our Chelsea hamlet. Additionally, the town board took action to purchase new kayak docks at the lower Wappinger Creek in the village of Wappingers Falls, just opposite Reese Park, further expanding our recreational water access and enhancing opportunities for residents to enjoy. We have a waterfront community, and we should be encouraging folks to access it. These great ideas and projects will not happen without the work and coordination of our Buildings and Grounds Department, led by our Supervisor, Buildings and Grounds, Sal Masali. If I can get a round of applause for him. Tonight, we are proud to announce that following Town Clerk Paoloni and I's exploration of the Sprout Creek some years ago, some of you have heard from that exploration, that we are proud to be moving forward with the Sprout Creek Water Trail Initiative. Alongside Councilman Casella, Town Clerk Paoloni and I, we are working to clear blockages along the Sprout Creek and improve access to that corridor where the town owns so many properties already. Not only will this add a new recreational amenity to our community, but this will prevent flooding in areas along the Fourth Ward in the Sprout Creek area that have been flooding for 50 years. This is a historic investment that we are moving forward alongside our highway department to stop flooding to our residents and to offer a new recreational amenity. It's a win-win. Community engagement is thriving in the town of Wappinger. We've held 10 town hall style forums in 2026 so far, bringing government and neighborhood specific issues directly to you, our neighbors. In partnering with community groups and organizations, we have the greatest outreach that we've ever had as a town government. We're proud to say that after 30 years, we are proud to partner with WPDH to return the Roofathon to the town of Wappinger. This is in recognition of WPDH's 50th anniversary, and this will be a day of live music and community participation. This is something that we are very, very proud to offer. I think my parents are most especially proud of that. We are also excited to announce that beginning on June 22nd, the town of Wappinger will host our first ever weekly Monday farmers market right at Wappinger Town Hall. This will support local agriculture, small businesses, and community engagement. Residents, town employees, and guests will all be able to visit Town Hall for this new farmers market from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock, each week for 19 Mondays for fresh produce. A special thanks goes out to Vine Stops, our farm and film czar, Jim Glorioso, and resident Amy Matos for spearheading this exciting new program with us. We are incredibly excited to announce the resurrection of First Saturday Wappinger, reimagined as Wappinger Social, a new monthly celebration of our community designed to bring residents, families, and local businesses together across town. Launching this summer, Wappinger Social will feature specials at local businesses, pop-up events, entertainment, community programs, family activities, and unique experiences that showcase the very best of the town of Wappinger. This initiative is all about community building, folks, and I have to give a special shout out to my good friend and small business owner, Zoe Golden Johnson, for her incredible enthusiasm, creativity, and dedication in making this a reality this summer. As we continue to enhance our resident experience, we continue supporting youth athletics through improvements to the Robinson Lane Baseball Complex, our Airport Park Soccer Complex, and Rockingham Park Soccer Complex, through our collaborative partnerships with Town of Wappinger Little League and Wappinger United Soccer. We are also proud to announce that our standing relationships with James's Warriors and the Melanie Chienius Foundation, addressing mental health awareness as well as preventing domestic violence, respectively, remain strong. And we will continue to host their annual Domestic Violence Advocacy Day at Schlothouse Park, as well as our No One Rocks Alone Music Festival, also at Schlothouse Park this year. In supporting our veterans and preserving history, they remain core priorities of this administration. Can't take the town historian out of me, especially coming out of our monumental 150th anniversary year. Last year, we are going headfirst into our 250th anniversary of American independence. For those of you who were at Community Day, you saw me sporting a Continental Army uniform. We went all in. This year, we are proud to announce that we will host our first ever free Veterans Luncheon this summer at Brexel Schlatthaus Park to recognize and to thank those who have served our country. I thank our resident volunteer chef and veteran, George Gumbel, for working with us to make this a reality for our Wappinger veterans. We're looking forward to this first ever event. Our Hometown Heroes banner program continues honoring local veterans throughout our community along our Hometown Heroes corridor, as the town board voted to fully replace nearly 200 of those banners. I think that they look beautiful, folks. These were done at no cost to our veterans and their families. I thank Councilman Chris Phillips for his efforts in leading the charge on that initiative. We also continue to strengthen our partnership with the Wappinger Historical Society to preserve, celebrate, and expand awareness of our town's rich history through a growing number of community projects and initiatives. One of the most exciting additions is the gardens at Messier Park, made possible through a very generous donation from our good friend John DiDomizio, who, despite never living here, has fond memories of visiting his family during his childhood here, and he wanted to give back to our community. His generosity helped enhance one of the town's most historic and beautiful public spaces for all to enjoy, and I highly encourage each and every one of you to check that out. The town and the Historical Society are also continuing the expansion of those blue and gold cast iron historical markers across Wappinger. This is to better educate our residents and visitors about the incredible history that happened here. The town is proud to fund these markers through grants that we are providing to the Historical Society. Later this year, we will be unveiling 2 Revolutionary War historic sites. One being the historic site of the Van Bunschoten Mill in our New Hackensack hamlet, which was built by the descendants of our first founding settler, and another one for the colonial-era shipyard constructed by Nicholas Brewer and commandeered by General George Washington during the Revolutionary War to build the very ships and barges that carried the infamous train across the Hudson River. The town will be erecting those markers along that time, alongside the Historical Society very soon. In addition, we are proud to announce the creation of a brand new Revolutionary War era historically themed trail that will further showcase the importance of Wappinger's history during the War of Independence. President Beth Devine and I are working alongside a committee to have a beautifully detailed map and trail, wayfinding signage throughout the town that will point visitors to our town's most historic colonial and revolutionary sites. We're excited to launch that before our nation's 250th anniversary in July. Protecting residents and improving quality of life remains at the forefront of everything that we do. This year, the town board is proud to have added a new dog control officer, Caitlin Shellock, to our roster to improve on response times, as well as our enforcement capabilities and interactions with our residents. The town also continues to work alongside our partners in law enforcement with aggressive enforcement efforts against illegal smoke shops, vape shops, and illicit cannabis sales that could occur in this town. The town board passed legislation strictly preventing smoke and vape shops in our town and cracking down on those who have blatantly disregarded our town law. These efforts have already produced meaningful results and compliance. We thank and we are grateful to our partners in law enforcement, the New York State Police, the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, the MTA Police, and the Village of Wappingers Falls Police Department as we continue to collaborate with our authorities to ensure that justice will always be served in the town of Wappinger, no matter how small the crime. Traffic targeted enforcement initiatives, also continuing our partnership with law enforcement to improve roadway safety and address resident concerns, are well underway. The town board, especially Councilwoman Odell, has headed up this effort to ensure safety along our corridors and implement speed reduction zones. This summer, our town highway department, thanks to an investment by the town board, will begin the installation of permanent digital speed signs across our town's most busiest corridors. Not only will this flash your speed, but it will also provide the town government and law enforcement with real-time data and traffic counts. When we implemented a test run of this, we found an individual had traveled 100 miles an hour on Cedar Hill Road and 90 miles an hour on Brothers Road. We then assigned the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office to those areas, and those resulted in tickets being issued to those violators. As the vice president of the Dutchess County Supervisors and Mayors Association, and having just been reelected to that post alongside my fellow elected officials, we continue to work closely alongside municipal leaders throughout Dutchess County to address some of the most pressing issues facing our community. In partnership with Councilman Beal and both his position with the town as well as Commissioner of Emergency Response with Dutchess County, we are actively working on collaborative solutions to EMS in the town of Wappinger and across Dutchess County. Fortunately, here in the town of Wappinger, we are proud to have built one of the strongest and most effective ambulance services in the entire county that is a model for the rest of the county. But our local efforts are going to continue to be enhanced as we are currently working alongside the Village of Wappingers Falls government to expand our town's ambulance coverage. Currently, the town of Wappinger is serviced by one advanced life support ambulance and one basic life support ambulance, totaling in 2 ambulances, while the Village of Wappingers Falls is only served by half of an ambulance. Through a potential collaborative effort, which is moving in the right direction, we are hoping to establish a combined system for a total of 3 ambulances town and village-wide to serve our greater Wappinger community. This regional partnership will not only expand emergency medical coverage, but also improve service and reliability to our residents. Folks, the state of the town is strong. And as I close tonight's address, I want to say how incredibly honored and grateful I am to be your town supervisor. There is truly no greater privilege than me waking up every day, whether it's at 2 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, to be there to help people, to solve problems, preserve our history, protect our neighborhoods, and work toward a stronger future together. The town of Wappinger is truly an extraordinary place. It is a community built upon generations of hardworking families, veterans, small business owners, volunteers, first responders, you name it. We all care deeply about where we live, from our beautiful parks and historic landmarks to our neighborhoods and waterfront. The town is filled with pride, and I appreciate you all being here today. Over the last 3 years, we have proven what can happen when government is willing to think differently, work harder, and put our neighbors first. None of this happens alone. I am grateful, as always, to our team. I consider us having one of the best teams in the entire county, from our town board to our department heads to our employees to our volunteers. Everyone is responsible for our amazing accomplishments. I'd also like to acknowledge my friends and my family for being here, my partner in life, Isabella, for continuing to stand by this crazy, crazy job that we have and all that we're accomplishing. I have never been more optimistic about the future of the town of Wappinger than now. Thank you. Thank you for your trust, your support, and your continued belief in me. May God bless you. May God bless this great town of Wappinger. Thank you.